Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about the movies, of course, merchandising, TV shows, programs, documentaries, I don't know, whatever the case may be. If it's like Disney in any shape or form, I'll talk about it. So for this video, I'll be going into like this podcast thing by the Larson Show, what do you call it? Because he has done this whole, I guess, rant, if you want to call it that, because the woke cynicism is, I guess, it's ruining companies. I guess, according to this guy, this muck, they'll pretty much their little podcast, or what do you even call it? It should be basically a response to the remake of Snow White. Why this doesn't need to be remade? It's some asinine reason, of course. It's not to criticize the Disney and the company, I guess. Whoever, I guess I'm gonna say the company, whoever keeps hiring these directors, and because a lot of the, I guess, the more modern day audiences keep claiming that the original film it's racist when it's not. They keep saying it's sexist, which is not. They keep saying that being a princess in itself is somehow promoting stereotypes, which again, it's not. Being a princess is a part of the government. When you think about it, they may not, a princess character may not have complete control, but to a good extent they do. So all these claims are just nonsensical. Well, yes, the people who I'm about to talk about, this religious people and myself, do not like the remake. We don't like the fact that it's being remade. However, to be perfectly clear, is that the reasons behind disliking this movie are completely different. I don't like the fact that Disney is pretty much bending at the knee just to correct the course, and they don't like the remake just because diversity, really. Uh, in some ways trying to clear up some stuff from my perspective, folks, of course. Well, again, I do hope that they would get the message. When I say they, the people who are, of course, work at Disney. It's, yeah, yes, I don't mind the princess genre. It's just more of a critique on their approach to the princess genre. And while they're not the first people to make this type of movies, but they are the people who made it popular, like really popular. Yes, while I appreciate the fact that there are efforts to make some kind of thing towards inclusivity and representation, which, yes, is important. But I do find myself incredulously concerned by the ongoing trend of just remaking everything from the Disney company. The Princess Classic movies, it just feels as though that we're just recycling familiar stories rather than just paving the way for fresh new narratives, which they should have been. I mean, there are a few exceptions to this, but for the most part, it's just, what, come on. This is, of course, a reference to the more modern day era of Disney, of course. From, let's say, maybe from 2010 and upward. And new characters that can truly be resonate with the modern audiences. Yes, of course, Disney has a long-standing legacy of being imaginative storytelling that captures the hearts and minds of everyone, regardless of age and regardless of ethnic background. I do believe that there is an incredible opportunity to explore original characters and stories that can celebrate diverse backgrounds and experiences rather than just adapting already existing stories that they have produced. It introducing new princesses, new Prince Charmings, and so on and so forth. New adventures that will allow for richer storytelling and foster genuine connections with the viewers, again, regardless of background. The potential for creativity is tremendous. Original characters for princess narratives could inspire the next generation of fans, providing them with rich characters that they can relate to while exploring various themes and lessons in exciting, meaningful ways, regardless of where these characters came from. And I mean, granted, you don't necessarily have to be from the same country as said character, but you can still relate to the character in some ways. Bad representation can be as damaging as no representation. And if you feel the need, you have to revisit a specific tale, you can always do like a what if scenario, do like a hypothetical what if situation. You can do like that. Sure. I mean, let's see, why not? I can't stress this enough, okay? Well, yes, we all will view that the original Snow and the Seven Dwarfs as a classic, as it is. It's definitely one of the films that definitely changed the film industry, because it's that important. It's one of those most important films in cinematic history. It helped to shape the industry in a lot of ways, in more ways than you can count. It really helped to push forward that animated movies can exist because there were no full-length animated films beforehand. So the fact that Disney is remaking it, it's insulting the movie. It's insulting its importance in a lot of ways. But I'm not going to do a complete essay on that because I could easily could if I wanted to, because it's one of those crown achievement type of movies because it paved the road for a lot of animated movies. Because if this never happened, we would never got that at all. Anyway, so yes, well, everyone in this video, everyone in this video is complaining about the remake. We all are complaining about the remake. However, again, I can't stress this enough. It's not for the same reason. Okay, folks, it's not for the same reason whatsoever. I can't make that any more clear than that. I am absolutely not doing it for the same reason as they are. I don't want anyone to get this twisted, which I'm pretty sure they will. Some random individual just get this twisted and say, "Don't call me a bigot," even though people already on YouTube already called me that by this point. But what I'm trying to say is that you can have diversity. You can have people from different, or I don't know, whatever country. It doesn't matter what country it is. It doesn't matter. You can have it in the film, but don't remake something that was already established so many years ago. I mean, they already made a what if scenario for Frozen anyway, which yes, I did cover, by the way, in case anyone is wondering. And you can do another take on this in some ways, because okay, what if Princess Anna was a maid somewhere before becoming a princess? And maybe what if Snow White was actually related to her instead of Queen Elsa? How about that? Or what if Elsa was evil? I mean, she was originally meant to be a villain anyway. And you can take this a step further if you want, because what if she was a vampire? You can do that. Do some kind of goth thing-esque kind of thing going on. And you can have Anna be a vampire, and then you can go at it. Maybe they don't like each other. I don't know. Also, okay, side note here is that I actually did some what if scenarios with these characters. I do want to make more of these when I have the chance, but I'm just letting anyone know. But point being, the possibilities are endless. And when you think about it, if you want to do like an alternate timeline kind of a thing, that's not canon, but still though, there's plenty of material with that alone. When you think about it, I mean, hell, the DC Comics have done plenty. I mean, plenty of what if scenarios when it comes to this kind of a thing. And okay, I know some people may hate me for this, but the thing is that the Little Mermaid, the original one, I never cared for it. I did not like this movie as much as everyone else does. But the thing is that I still felt like the company Disney, whoever directed the live action version, should have left it alone. They should have left it alone. This was already a series of films and a TV show as it is, so why mess with it? I guess I don't know. But of course, they want to go on and just reboot it anyway because, again, a lot of people are under the impression that the old Disney films are supposedly racist, which they're not at all. Okay, let's have a look at the animated series since I mentioned that, of course. And we all know that Ariel has sisters, of course, and yes, they're not the only mermaids in the sea. You can actually make, maybe have this character have her own movie. Yeah, do that. Or maybe have this character have her own movie as well. You want to do more princess stuff. And can you think about it? There was already like a Hispanic-ish kind of character. You can have a her movie, of course. And here's another one as well. Wherever she's from, you can do that. Of course, she can have her own movie. And if you're so intent on revisiting the first film, which they were, how about do this? I have an idea here. So, you know how Shadows of the Empire, the video game, took place in its original continuity, but with a different perspective? And then there was a novel version that takes place in simultaneously at the same time, but with a different point of view. And then there was some comics as well. And it was again took place from a different perspective. And again with the other comics as well. This kind of went on for quite a while, of course, when you think about it. So what I'm wondering here, just do the same thing here with the Little Mermaid. Do the exact same thing here. So yes, this seems like they could have had something here if they really wanted to be really creative with it. I see some potential here, even though I'm not a huge fan of this. whatsoever at all. But I see some potential. They could actually done something with it if they really want more Princess Mermaid esque type movies, I guess. I mean, okay, how about each individual sister have their own movie? If you really want to turn this into a franchise, I don't know, whatever. And of course, is Disney's the victim here somehow? The company, I mean. So let's get into it, shall we? It's so stupid already.
Welcome back to the Lars Larson Show. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Eat shit.
I'm glad to get to your phone calls
Piss off.
and your emails.
Go away.
We'll get back to those calls in just a moment.
Get to the point.
But I want to talk about Disney just a bit.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. So it would be nice if you got to the point. You're already dragging out as it is.
And I have to admit that I have a bit of a dog in the fight. I used to love Disneyland. In fact, one of the first trips that Tina and I took as a married couple was to Disneyland. And one of the first trips was...
Yeah, that's kind of weird. You have to put emphasis, well, as a married couple. And of course, you're going to mention that fact, oh, well, back in the day, the whole thing with nostalgia. Oh, we're on this thing again. Nostalgia. Ugh. Overrated.
My granddaughter on was to Disneyland. These days, there is no mouse in the Larson house.
Or you can just stuff that religious bullshit up your ass in that case. Because, of course, he wants to ban Mickey Mouse or anything Mickey Mouse related from his household because, oh no, it's so different now compared to back then. You're a flat out moron. Christ.
Because the mouse is not welcome here, because Disney has traded its family image for a bunch of woke cynicism.
That's just ridiculous. You can't have diversity and have family values. Why does this have to be two separate things?
They don't seem to be course correcting either. So I thought we'd talk about that with Terry Schilling.
That's because there's nothing to correct here at all. So again, you're not making any sense whatsoever.
President of the American Principles Project. Terry, welcome back to the program. And what should we make of a company that gets all the signals saying you're going the wrong direction and they just keep plowing ahead?
This is completely idiotic. They're not doing anything wrong. Okay, they want to be inclusive, but what's the problem exactly? You haven't explained a thing at all. Okay, to explain myself a bit more here, so you can understand from my perspective here. He's stuck in the past. On this individual he has in this program here, he's all stuck in the past. Because back in my day, everything was so much better. Even though women didn't really have rights, and African Americans didn't really have that much rights either when you think about it, but okay. Well, at least severely limited anyway. But anyway, putting that to a side, of course, everything that's more modern is bad. Whatever is old is good. This could be true to some extent because a lot of movies nowadays tend to be heavily sterilized. Well, yes, I have criticized modern cinema. I have criticized the modern day Disney films. Well, there are some exceptions to that, obviously, of course. And yes, of course, just because it's new does not mean it's going to be good either, obviously. Again, that aside, but it's not for the same reason as this individual's claim. I'm not doing all this for the same reason as they're doing at all. Because at least I'm willing to give it a shot. You know, it might be garbage, but hey, at least I gave it a try. I gave it a shot, okay? At least I gave whatever that thing is, I gave it a shot. But these individuals here, you're just complaining because, oh no, diversity, EU, diversity. Because somehow, if you have a diverse type of cast of characters, it somehow translates to you don't like family, you hate the word of God, you can be pretty much a menace to society, so to speak. You know, all these things, and somehow society itself is going to collapse just because of that. Even though there's literally no evidence to back any of this up whatsoever. So in some ways, it's like, what the hell are you even talking about? Yes, things have changed. So again, for the 100th time, what's the problem exactly?
You know, you really can't underestimate Disney's ability to ruin a franchise, right?
Okay, again, that's not how you debate people. This is what you call circular reasoning, which in itself is a logical fallacy. You're trying to act as if, well, yes, Disney has made bad movies in recent years, which I'm not going to deny that, because they have done that. They're acting as if that's the evidence right there. That's your proof right there, which it isn't. Every company in existence has made a bad movie too. It's bound to happen. Warner Brothers did it. Netflix has did it. Literally every studio or streaming service will eventually make a bad movie. It's going to happen, especially if you're going to be releasing multiple movies in a single month. It will eventually happen. Does that mean that thing is bad? The company and whatnot? No, of course not. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Done this to Indiana Jones. They've done it to Star Wars. They've done it to everything, and now they're doing it to Snow White. We shouldn't be shocked anymore.
Okay, first of all, who is this they? Who is they you're talking about? I mean, that aside, they're referring to the Snow White remake. It comes to like how Ariel was race swapped, or how Tinkerbell was race swapped, and the same thing with, of course, not Sleeping Beauty, the Snow White character. She was race swapped as well. I mean, yes, I am against race swapping. I hate remakes, okay? Having diversity in itself is fine, but I mean, yes, this kind of puts me in an awkward position where I mean, yes, I'm up for diversity. I'm up for it, but don't do no race swap because it's lazy. I mean, remaking something is already lazy in itself. But these people are assuming that just because somebody wants diversity, or just remake something and call it a day. I could talk about this a bit longer if I want to, but I kind of don't want to in some ways because I've already discussed how remakes are stupid to begin with multiple times. I was already on the subject multiple times. Like, for example, the remake for Beauty and the Beast. The remake for Beauty and the Beast, the only reason that was remade because the original film from '91 was supposed to be sexist. I don't see how, but even movies like Cinderella, Snow White, and all these characters and whatnot, a lot of the original stuff was supposedly racist, was supposedly uh, sexist and all that, and all that jazz. And the company nowadays are trying to correct the course and fix a problem that didn't even exist in the first place. So that's my criticism towards the company. They're remaking these old movies just because the modern day audiences are assuming they're racist and all that jazz because they're supposedly bigoted, which they're not. Um, but that's the thing, folks. Don't be thinking I'm having the same kind of attitude as these people I'm talking about. I don't have the same stupid attitude as they are, okay? Well, yes, I am against race swapping. I am against gender swapping, sexual orientation swapping, or whatever else swapping. If something is intended to be a certain way, leave it alone. Don't tweak it. Don't change it. Yes, Disney should be capable of doing something more original, which they have. They were capable of making more ideas, and they have done that before. Frozen 1 and 2 is an example of this. Moana 1 and 2, where they take a bit more risks and created different princesses. So this has succeeded. I mean, okay, it didn't always work because those movies like, let's say, Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon wasn't particularly good. It was okay. I thought it was okay, I guess, if anything. I mean, yes, they have credited their own original diverse type of characters. Did it always work? No. But I would prefer that, though. I would prefer Raya and the Last Dragon because, while not particularly great movie by any means, over, let's say, the Snow White remake, because at least they tried, okay? I'd much rather have the company try it and fail than not try at all, is what I'm saying. But Raya from the Last Dragon and Last Dragon is from like a different country and whatnot. It's decent enough. I thought it was an okay movie. But again, I'd much rather have them try and fail than not try at all. This is what I'm getting at here. Try is stupid.
Not a company that cares about family values. They don't care about, showing, little boys and little girls that life is really about family and finding the true love that you can.
Christ almighty, I think I've lost some brain cells over this. But okay, how is the new recent, more modern day Princess Disney movies are against family? How? How exactly is that going on? Of course, I know they're going into the whole idea because it's diversity, and diversity means somehow anti-family. That doesn't make any sense. Again, I'm not defending remakes by any means, but what they're saying here is complete nonsensical.